Just my makeup. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hi. It's December 31st. And so we're going to get ready. We're going to get ready. It's New Year's Eve, baby. As I'm closing out 2025, I've been reflecting on the year as a whole. It's been a very pivotal year for me, just like any other year, but in its own unique way. And let's talk about it while I do my makeup. First, I was going to film this with like me not talking because I was like, oh gosh, what do I have to say? Like, it's every day talk. But then I was like, no, let's do my makeup and let's talk. So 2025 has been a growth year for me. It's been a year of, I'm just doing my eyebrows now. It's been a year of me moving away from being a people pleaser, moving away from being a pushover, moving away from always undermining myself for the betterment of other situations and people. And I've really moved into a place where I am audacious. Listen, I'm rookie audacious, but it's still audacious for me. I'm from Tanzania in East Africa, and I feel like people in Tanzania, the way in which we are socialized to be is with level of humility, but it's almost putting yourself beneath other people. Everything is always like apologetically, like, I'm sorry that I'm even existing. I don't mean to offend. There's an element of good in being that way. But having been surrounded with some powerhouse friends and people that I've met in my adult life years, there's a way in which I feel like I can be myself and still carry out the fruits of the spirit, still be who I am, be kind, be gracious, and still have a level of boundaries and self-belief and assertiveness that, still is respectful and feminine. When you put water in this beauty blender, look how much it doubles in size, like from this to this, so cute. So that's been one of the best parts about this new year. Just really reconciling with the fact that I can take up space, I am deserving of good things, and they come to me. Obviously, I think there's a level of effort, but I truly believe that God has ordained good things for me. And so I made a lot of big decisions this year, one of them being unsubscribing to anyone or anything that tells me I cannot do something, something's impossible, or just any type of deficit mindset. That's been one of the biggest things that I cannot stand or be around, and actively am rebuking for my life. It's having a deficit mindset. So I studied community development and then social work, and somehow, some way, I'm now doing project management as my career. But it's neither here or there. What I have learned from the community aspect of what I'm studying is how important it is to understand the assets of the community and the assets that I have as an individual, and come from a strength-based lens. And so what are my strengths? What do I bring to the table? And putting that lens onto everything I do. So that's one of the things that I've now really, instead of focusing outwards in the community, I've now really focused and been intentional about that in my own space and what that looks like for me. And oddly enough, it's been a lot of me saying no to a lot of things. That's been my most empowering word of 2025. Previously, I've always needed like the confirmation and the affirmation from external people in order to progress. Like, for example, if I want to do something, I call on like my parents or my close people, my family, my friends, just always asking for advice and wondering if this is something that I should do, or second guess myself. And that's not a bad thing. I think that's seeking counsel from God, from people, is an amazing thing. And I think that we should continue to do that. But one of the things that I've developed in this 2025, and I think as of today, up until now, is a bit of like, no, I back myself. I'm so centered within myself. I know how I feel. I know what I think. I know what my beliefs are. I know how I'm centered. And so therefore, with that understanding, I trust myself. And so that's been one of the biggest beauties of 2025. There's been lots of hardship. There's been lots of excruciating, unnecessarily difficult situations. Those in my circle, you know, bang. When I look back in hindsight, I'm like, thank God I went through those things because they forced me to be so audacious in understanding myself that I am so audacious in going, I've collected all of the cancel. I've gone to God. I've reconciled with it in my mind, body, my soul, my spirit. Everything aligns and I'm backing myself. There's no second guessing. Someone else's opinion is, my opinion is already the cherry on top. Someone else's opinion is just a nice to have. And so that's been the biggest blessing that I've had from 2025. Look how pretty that is. And so one of the things that, yeah, like I truly believe experiential learning is the greatest teacher. And so going into 2026, I'm choosing opportunities. Like I spent my whole life like being told you need to go to school, you need to get a job, you need to save for a rainy day, you need to buy a home, you need to do all these things in order to be, successful or to be stable, whatever it is. So I did all those things. Yeah, done. Um, Life still happens. So now what? And so now 2025 put me in such uncomfortable situations where there was so much uncertainty with everything else around me. I had to develop that certainty within myself. And now I get to choose some of that uncertainty. So, for example, one of the things that I've done I quit my senior corporate job. Like, I worked so hard to get to a senior corporate job and I've quit and I'm unsubscribing. But what I'm saying is, I no longer idolize that. And God said, don't do that. God definitely said, don't do that. So I'm no longer idolizing things of that nature because why? And what I am opting to do now is I choose. I choose the way in which I work. One thing that I am prioritizing moving forward is traveling. I want to see the world, okay? That's like, why not? So I will work for a means to an end. And so investing, building stability, security, that's still very much so who I am. I'm still going to do that, but I'm going to do that in a way that doesn't bind me. I can live the life of having that financial security, but I also choose to live, and that's one of the most liberating things. And so, I've intentionally said that, and it's going to happen. Another thing that I'm doing and I've done more of in 2025 and going in 2026 is taking more risks, like financial risks that, have a formula that could potentially have more reward. I'm talking social risks. This year I actively put myself in a position to make new friends. Do I need new friends? Nope, because, I actually value having a small group of really good friends. But this year, I put myself out there in a position to take a risk and say, okay, can I make new intentional friends? And I was really proud of myself for that because that exposed me to another level of confidence and vulnerability that I really appreciated. And so taking more risks, putting myself out there more, and banking on myself that it's going to be OG. Another thing that I learnt is how to be a better friend, partner, sister, daughter. That's one of the things that have been really important to me because when everything turns upside down, the people that are there, the people that are consistent are the people that matter. And so I really tried actively to be a better person for the people around me. And listen, one of the things turning 30, one of the things that I said at my 30th was thank you to everyone who gave me a lot of grace, especially when I didn't deserve it. And that was one of the things that I will treasure is the amount of people that I have in my life that have just extended grace to me over and over again. And I'm so grateful for that. And so I don't know if this is a gratitude post or this is a thing that I've learned in 2025 or doing my makeup, who knows, but you get. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to in 2026 is just not caring if people are going to judge me because they've been doing it anyway. So, like, you may as well give them some content. So when they do, they have context. You know what I'm saying? So that's been something that I really look forward to. Even posting these videos, like I love doing these videos, and so that's something that I look forward to doing, posting more unapologetically and knowing that my tribe will come. I'm sure I have so much more to say, but I just don't know what to say at this point. So, like, I'm gonna just do my makeup in silence for a little minute and just think. One of the things is I can be extroverted. I'm not gonna lie. I can be extroverted. I'm not gonna run, but like I am incredibly introverted and like I enjoy my solitude. So I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit and think. Thanks. Okay, bye. Okay, so I think one of the things um that I really understood in 2025 is that I'm subscribing to a lot of the loud noise that comes out in today's society and just really focusing and understanding what I believe is true, getting information and just finding my place in this world. And I don't know everything. I'm learning and I'm curious. And I think what I'm trying to say is I'm embracing my curiosity and I'm not conforming to the information that is just being handed to me. I'm like wanting to really understand things for myself and use my own brain. Yeah. I also bring, like, not everyone is your crowd. I've learned that in 2025. I will go off on a tangent. You give me an inch, I will take a mile. And I'd be like, bleh, word vomit. I realize that not everyone is my crowd. Not everyone is my people. And so I'm going to find my crowd, okay? And we're going to rendezvous all day. But yeah, I had to really understand that as well and not take it like offensively. Because, girl, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, forget about it. Another thing that I'm really proud of myself for is just like reconciling with that I'm multifaceted and also people have known me in different phases of my life and so I'm okay with that. And so some people can have either learnt and adapted with my involvement and vice versa. Some people haven't, and some people, strive to keep people in the box. So one of the things that I'm really grateful for is just my own understanding that I have grown and I'm growing, and it doesn't excuse. It's like, oh, I did this and like now it's like that wasn't me. It's just like I'm really okay with the fact that I have experienced different facets of my personality, of my personhood, of my growth as a woman, these different things. And I think I know that like that's a really cool part of being human. So that's one thing that I'm like, okay, I'm going in 2026 knowing that I'm about to evolve again. That was a lot. It was a lot. But I'm about to put some highlighter on. I love this highlighter. I'm so obsessed. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. Denisa Myricks. Denisa Myricks. Say no more. As I'm drawing to an end, what am I looking forward to? On this journey of going, I want to be better for the people that are around me. I do. I can see there's a lot of area of growth. I want to improve. I want to achieve some financial milestones. And so I look forward to doing that. And I want to grow on social media. Like, that makes me so excited. I've just got to keep posting. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to your support. I'm looking forward to my consistency on here. This is primer, so I shouldn't really be putting like massive dollops of this on. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward. I always like envision myself like I really envision myself doing this thing. So like I'm so looking forward to that. Just lining them. And then the good old Fenty heat. The good old Fenty heat. Quick mascara. If you guys looking for a good mascara, get this. Thank me later. I'm going to get dressed and then I'm going to come back and say my goodbye. My New Year's Eve look. It's cold in Melbourne at the moment. Like, what kind of summer is this? So we're doing a bit of a, had to do a bit of a sleeve, which is fine. But this is my look. This is my makeup. I love it. I love it. I love it. And this is my hair. This is me. And yeah, bye.